As I said it before, Mike, you can sort of smell it in the air. The smell of hot meat. And so the big air contest is going to be underway very, very shortly. We're going to wait for the high sign from the judges. Just to be sure you said hot.
Good afternoon and welcome to Canyon Ski Resort here in frigid Red Deer, Alberta for the final of the Big Air competition for the men and women here at the 2019 Canada Winter Games. I am Sean Woodley here to bring you all the action, and I'm joined by former freestyle coach, judge, and Red Deer native Kevin Kwasny, who's here to help both the viewers and myself understand what's going down in the skies over Canyon Ski Resort today. Kevin, how are you as we gear up for today's finals?
I'm great. I'm so happy to be warm in the studio with you.
That's right. We're definitely living in a more luxurious fashion than those the judges you see on the left of your screen there, out braving the cold. We've got camera operators out there. A big shout out to our camera operators at Canyon today, covering all this action for us and making sure you get all of the best angles of all the crazy jumps we're about to see. Big Air is real simple. No rails, no moguls, no gates. Don't got to ski through anything. Don't got to stay on a path. It's just one jump off a 35-foot ramp to score as many points as possible. 2 runs per athlete, and the best score of the 2 will be taken to determine the final standings. We will begin with the 6 women competing in today's final, down from a field of 12 in the qualifications. And first up, we see there in bib number 8, I believe, is Emma Morozumi of Alberta. She's 14 years old from Calgary. She qualified in 6th position with a 65.8 on her first jump in the qualification round today. She will be followed by Kalmi Heavey of BC in the 5th position in qualification. Megan Cressy of Alberta is 4th. She will run 3rd. They're going in reverse order from how they qualified. Joe Howell of BC qualified 3rd, will ski 4th. Sky Clark of BC will ski 5th as the 2nd qualifier. And blowing the competition away in the qualification round was Olivia Aslan, a 14-year-old who did not ski yesterday in the slopestyle event, but she got a great start today. A 90 in her first jump and then up the ante with a 93.2 in her second jump to lap the field, and she will ski last today. Olivia Aslan from Quebec. The men will be up after the women's finals here, and the medals are handed out today. Kevin, what are you expecting to see here compared to what we saw this morning in the qualification rounds?
I think finals, they got to put it all on the line. They have their 2 jumps. They made it to here. That's the biggest part of the day. They now get to throw down and show out for the crowd.
Will we see something we saw similar in the qualification where they'll try to get a safety jump in, or is it more just sort of all on the table? They'll go for as big as they can on both their jumps here.
Depending on the athlete, but for the most part, it's going to be all on the table. They're going to throw, and they have their one trick in mind that they know will put them either on a podium or in a position that they are happy with. So they're going to go for that trick, both first jump and second jump, and just hope to make it better each time.
Once again, the first skier in the women's final, qualified 6th. It's Emma Morozumi of Alberta, 14 years old from Calgary, 6th in slopestyle yesterday as a 14-year-old. You're going to see a lot of young athletes here competing. 2 14-year-olds, actually 3 14-year-olds by my count, in this final. So half the field are 14 years old in this women's final. Emma skis with the Winsport Freestyle Club in Calgary with her competitor today, Megan Cressy, the 19-year-old who will ski 3rd, qualified 4th. And here goes Emma Morozumi for her first of 2 jumps in the Big Air final.
I'm excited to watch the girls throw down today.
We unfortunately missed the women's qualification runs on our webcast this morning, got the entirety of the men, so it's our first look here at Morozumi today.
Our first girl coming in switch. Big switch 540, gets the little bit of the grab. Didn't quite lock it out, but definitely got to her ski. So she got a 65.8 to get into the finals. We'll see where she makes it on the final runs.
And we saw her land there near that top blue line on this course here. That means she didn't quite get the air that the judges are really looking for here, right?
Yeah, you want to make it to that sweet spot. You want to make it at least 1 or 2 lines in. That's where the skis are going to land the best. That's where you're going to take the least amount of impact on your knees. And it's going to show the judges that you're willing to go big for this event.
We will update you with the official scores as they come in. A little bit of a delay coming from Canyon Ski Resort, but we will get them to you as soon as we can. Here is Kalmi Heavey of BC, 14 years old from Fernie. 8th in slopestyle yesterday, qualified for the final. She qualified with a 67.40 on her first jump.
Let's see what she's got. She's coming in straight. Goes with the straight 540, way deeper, finding that second and third line. Little bit of a punch down, but
she looks pretty happy, though.
Big 540. That's the amplitude the judges are looking for.
How will the judges weigh the difficulty and the air there compared to having those hands come down a little bit? Although they might not have even touched there.
Again, on that slow-mo, we get to see how strong these athletes are. They keep their hands in check. It's great. So I think that'll be a good, solid pace for our women's runs. I know there are going to be some big jumps coming up soon.
There's a score in now officially for Emma Morozumi, a 61 on her first jump. A 61 for Emma Morozumi.
So not quite up to her qualifying run, but definitely a good baseline for her to set.
Definitely landed, got the trick in, has a score there, and with 6 competitors, I mean 3 fall, and then boom, you're right there in that top 3 in a medal position. Here is Megan Cressy of Alberta, the 19-year-old from Sylvan Lake, Alberta. It's a 33-minute drive per Google Maps from here at Canyon Ski Resort to Sylvan Lake. So she is very much on home territory here.
She has spent a lot of time on this hill.
Qualified with a 69. Kalmi Heavey comes in with a 69.40 in her first jump. She is in the lead now ahead of Emma Morozumi.
Megan with a big cork 900. That was massive. That's what we saw the guys throwing down today as well. That is huge. If she puts that down, that will be amazing.
So that'll be, if she can land that, will that be something that could be worthy of a medal, would you think?
I think that would be a gold medal if she puts that down.
Well, we'll have to see if Megan Cressy can get that down in her second jump.
That was big. She took it to the third line. That was massive.
She'll likely be in third place after her first jump is scored. Up now is Jo Howell, a 17-year-old from Mount Currie, BC, qualified with a 74.80 on her first of 2 jumps in the qualifying round. 5th in slopestyle yesterday, 3rd at the Canadian Junior Nationals.
Yeah, no stranger to these big stages. She's competed on a national stage before and got the medal, so should be a good jump coming up here.
The skier who will follow her, Sky Clark, lists Jo Howell as one of her role models. As we mentioned earlier on in the broadcast this morning, very close-knit community, a lot of respect among all of these athletes for one another.
Always traveling together, always hyping each other up. The girls' field is always the best. They are always so happy for one another at the bottom. There's hugging, there's cheering. It's just so great to see.
Megan Cressy scores in. She's got a 17.8, and now here comes Jo Howell.
Big cork 720
and she
stomped it.
That's one of the cleaner landings we've seen from anybody today.
Yeah, she put it right to her feet. That was great. Gets the cross, touches the ski, finds the landing, stomped.
Big shout out to our camera operators down there getting all of these looks for the replays you're seeing. Really helps us to kind of get a gauge on what's going on down there too on the second look. Kevin, you're bright. You know what's going on the first time you see it, but the normies like me, we need a second look to know what's going on.
Well, you know, we spend enough time sitting out here staring and critiquing these kids. Eventually, we got to know the names of these jumps.
So we'll see Jo Howell's score come up in just a second here. Where would you think she'd fit in? Will she kind of be in that second spot there behind Heavey Kalmi or Kalmi Heavey, or will she be ahead of the whole group there?
I think she's now put herself very strongly in first place.
All right, up next is Sky Clark, second qualifier, is 78.6 on her first jump. 16 years old.
Taking the first jump, coming in switch. Big switch 720. Doesn't quite have a grab like our last competitor, but a strong, big trick.
And the switch adds difficulty points to it as well, correct?
Yes, it does. Goes for the grab, unfortunately does not lock it in, but that switch 720 is very, very difficult.
The score for Jo Howell is in, and it is the second best jump we've seen from any woman today. An 80.2 puts her comfortably, as Kevin said, in first place. We are 5 skiers through in the first run. This is going to be a quick event. It's going to fly by. Jo Howell in first. We'll see where Sky Clark's trick ends her up in the standings after the first jump. Of course, a second jump coming.
And that's what's so exciting about these super finals is they're fast. You get your 2 jumps in, you put it down, There's the winners. It's
And you
just
don't got to
that
wait out
fast.
in the cold the whole time either.
Right? We've got to take care of our cameramen and all these athletes.
And the volunteers, I suppose, too. The invaluable volunteers. Here is Olivia Aslan, 93.2 on her second jump, 90 on her first.
Big cork 900. That was
gets it
great.
down.
Huge tail grab. That will move her to first place for
A cork
sure.
900, that is a jump that we saw some of the men pulling off earlier in the qualifications today.
And Sky Clark has moved into first place with an 83.4. The judges loved the switch to switch.
83.4 for Sky Clark in first place. We'll see how long that lasts. Olivia Aslan's score should be coming in here in just a second.
We have the men up
And
in
we
the
will
gate
now be
already.
beginning the men's first run. So 12 athletes in the men's field, a larger field. There were 32. It's now down to 12. Xander Kayer of Alberta will be the first up. He scored a 65.8 to qualify on his second jump. He's from Calgary, Alberta, 6th in slopestyle yesterday, 1st in halfpipe at Junior Nationals in 2018.
Again, a lot of these athletes are not new to this national stage.
And Olivia Aslan's score is in. She is currently in the gold medal position with an 89.4 on her first jump. The women's big air second jump will come after the first run for the men. But right now it's Olivia Aslan, Sky Clark, and Joe Howell in gold, silver, and bronze.
Those ladies threw down.
They certainly did. 3 of the 5 highest scored jumps we've seen today, all in that round. And here is Xander Kayer.
Coming in switch.
Gets it down.
Big switch 9, gets it right to his feet. A little bit deep squat, but pretty solid. He'll look to improve upon that for sure for the next round.
And now we are on to the men's. We will see when the score comes up with Xander Kayer. He's the first of 12 skiers. He will be followed now by Leif Wilson, who qualified with his second jump after falling on his first jump with a 68.40. 17 years old from North Vancouver, 8th yesterday in slopestyle, so he made the final there as well. Done a lot of skiing the last couple days, as a lot of these athletes have. We'll get the score of Xander Kayer up as soon as we can.
Getting the last words of encouragement from his friends up there from Team Ontario, and he is off.
So they use this first jump to gain a lot of speed, and they were seeing some speed being gained there with the air.
Coming in straight on to the first jump. Big rodeo 900.
Gets it down.
Definitely gets the truck driver grabs both his skis.
So compared to the jump that Xander Kayer just pulled off, a cork 900, how does this one compare in terms of difficulty, in terms of what the judges are looking for?
Well, they both have the big 900 rotation, and this one had double grab. He was grabbing both skis on that one. It looked like he was actually trying to get it into bow and arrow, but was unable to bend the knees to get it to his point while he was going through his rotation. Did get the double grab as the truck driver, though, so strong run.
Xander Kayer's score for his first jump is in a 54.60 on his first jump. Are you surprised by that score? It seems a little bit low, maybe.
I think the judges saw that he wasn't as locked in as he could be, as well as they need to leave a lot of room on these scorings. They only have 12 skiers to watch.
It's so kind of like a scale, right?
They're gonna put the scale out there.
So does that mean there's a disadvantage to going first in this?
Nope. I think the judges have a fairly good idea after watching the first rounds and the trainings of what all the scale should be, and so they just they start the scale with what they see on that run.
Here is Braden Wilmot, 15 years old from Collingwood, Ontario. Fell on his first jump, actually pulled his ski off with a grab that was way too strong. Qualified with a 70, and here he goes. Gets
Big
it down.
cork 9 tail. Again, all these guys are shooting down to that third line, trying to leave it all on the course. Locks that grab, even gets his second hand over to the tail grab. The judges should like that. That adds another nice piece to it, being able to get two hands on that grab.
The score for Leif Wilson is in. He got a 71.60, so he is currently in first place. We will see how long that lasts with Braden Wilmot throwing down that cork 9 tail grab. Up next is Mathieu Dufresne of Quebec. He qualified in 9th position. 72 on his second jump. He was in the top 12 with a 68.2 on his first jump, so consistency across the board from Dufresne.
Yeah, it should be good to see what he throws down here. He had a big switch cork 720 in the first round. Looked like he was having a lot of fun.
He finished 7th in slopestyle yesterday.
Giving the thumbs up to the starter, giving a high five to his coach, and now he's off.
Bit of a charismatic beginning to this run.
And that's how it should be. It should be fun on the ski hill. Starting from the first knoll, choosing not to hit any of the extra features. Coming in switch. Switch double.
Oh, just couldn't get that down is Mathieu Dufresne. So he is going to slide to the bottom of the standings so far through 4 skiers.
It's exciting to see the double, though, this early in our competition. We have a few more skiers to go. I think 9 more to go. And to see doubles starting at this point, it'll be a good show for the last few skiers.
What you get with big air in general is, one trick. You only have to focus on the one trick and go as big as you want. And then in a final, that's only amplified. Braden Wilmot from Ontario scores in. He is currently in the silver medal spot with a 65.6 on his first jump. Here is now skier number 5, Kai Smart of BC, 72.20 after falling on his first jump.
Coming in switch. Big switch.
Gets it
cork
down.
9.
Another skier who's not using poles. Does that alter the difficulty to get the grabs in, or does it make it easier?
I think they choose to believe it makes it easier to grab. I don't know if it really does make it that much easier. The poles don't get in the way all too much, but for some athletes, they've been skiing so long without poles now that poles they're weird. They're in the way.
Mathieu Dufresne was at 19 on his first jump, so that would put him in 4th place. 5th place now after we see the score for Kai Smart of BC, the 16-year-old from Whistler. We'll get you that score as soon as it comes in. Next up here is Kieran Allen, another consistent jumper in the first round in the qualifiers, 71.80, and then 73 was 7th after both. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, 7th. 5th? I don't know where he ended up being. 7th after each of the my math is off here. 7th after both rounds.
Coming in switch, he did a switch 7 in the first one, looking to improve upon that. Double octo grab, big switch 1080. That was awesome. Got it to just that third line, stomped it down. That octo grab is very fun to see, grabbing the front of the skis and the back of the skis, 2 different hands, 2 different skis, and stomped.
That is also the first time I've heard you say octo grab today. That sounds cool. That is what you said there, grabbing one of the skis up at the front, the other one at the back?
Yep. So it's like he's bending himself all over the place.
The score for Kai Smart of BC is in. He's currently in the bronze medal spot with a 60.60. Though it seems as though Kieran Allen may have just leapt over him with that jump he just pulled off. Up next is Bruce Oldham of Ontario. One of 3 Ontario skiers competing here in the final, the most of any province. 20 years old from Parry Sound, 10th in slopestyle yesterday. Part of the Agenda Freestyle Club, coached by Jeff Lovelace. Qualified with a 74.20 on his first jump and then a 69.40 on his second, so we got them both in.
Knuckles to the coach, thumbs up to the starter. No poles. He's got the do-rag on. He's ready for big air.
Little style points.
Having a good time. Big switch.
Gets it
10.
down.
Yeah, that switch 10. Grabs the tail. Great run.
So we'll see how Bruce Oldham stacks up, but we have a new leader as the score for Kieran Allen of Yukon is in. An 84.60 on his first jump vaults him into the gold medal position. Leif Wilson down to 2nd place and Braden Wilmot in 3rd, and we will see where Bruce Oldham finds himself after his jump is scored. We are now halfway through. Over halfway through. 5 skiers remaining here in the first jump of the men's big air. Here is Nico Rodden of Yukon, 20 years old, 76.40 on his first jump, 84.20 on his second. Probably the most prolific jumper in the first round between the 2 jumps.
Yeah, consistency, and that goes to show how hard he's working and what he gets to ski on up north. They have a great jump site up there They host a Canada Cup. They host some pretty solid events up there. And it's just great to see it translate into more events throughout the nation.
And a pair of Yukon athletes, of course, Kieran Allen and Nico Rodden. Let's see if Rodden can bring Yukon to the 1 and 2 spots here on the leaderboard through jump 1.
His highest scoring jump was a cork 9 tail. He really, really locked in on that tail grab. That's what the judges will be looking for, and that's what we're looking for right now as well. Nice big show.
Still waiting on the score from Bruce Oldham, but here is Nico Rodden of Yukon, the 20-year-old.
Comes over with that screaming like in the rodeo earlier. Big cork
Gets it down,
900.
the hand maybe touches there.
Again, from our view, it kind of looks like it, but from what we've seen when they go into slow-mo, they are...
The replays have been extremely clutch. Here, we'll take a look here.
Gets that grab. A little bit of a swipe on his hand, so we'll see what the judges have to say about that.
Always a nice reminder of how much stronger all of these athletes are than me. Sitting here in this studio, Bruce Oldham in with 3rd place right now to 69 on his first jump from Ontario. Bruce Oldham, Nico Rodden's score still TBD. We will see where he slots in. Still Kieran Allen of Yukon in 1st place. Here is Jake Sandstrom, an 18-year-old, silver yesterday in slopestyle.
Threw down a huge double 9, so I'm excited to see what he has to put down for us today.
85 on his first jump today. Took it easy on the 2nd run, making sure he already kind of knew he was qualified, so he just wanted to make sure he got down the hill just fine. And here he goes, Jake Sandstrom of Alberta with the hometown advantage.
And I know his brother's watching online right now, cheering him on, so that's super awesome to see. The families are all out here making sure they're paying attention. Gets the double, double 9, got the grab.
He looks
happy.
happy.
Be very stoked about that run.
He looks pretty thrilled. Jake Sandstrom, the 18-year-old from Calgary, Alberta. One of the favorites coming into the event. Gets that down.
That was awesome. He should be stoked about that run.
You've talked about landings with the terminology bolting it. Did he bolt those skis down there?
He put it to the bolts for sure.
That's what it's. That's the phrase I'm looking for. I'm still catching up on the lingo here. Up next is Owen Lothian of Manitoba, qualified 3rd with an 88.2 on his first jump. Took it easy on his 2nd time through.
Big rodeo 9 mute grab. I think that mute grab's what set him apart in the first run, put him into 3rd place. It was locked on, pulled, tweaked. It was what the judges needed to see.
Nico Rodden's score is in, and it is now Yukon 1-2 with Nico Rodden landing a 75.40 on his first trick, though Jake Sandstrom might have something to say about that once his score comes through. We will see in a couple moments' time. But first up, it's Owen Lothian, the 19-year-old from Winnipeg, and the Winnipeg Free Riders and coach Keegan Jackson. 31st in slopestyle yesterday, didn't land either of his runs, not having that problem today on his first jump, and here he goes.
Having some fun over that first air.
I always appreciate the skiers that do that.
Big rodeo 9.
Oh!
All the way to the bottom of that landing site.
He got himself some air on that one. Man.
That's what big air finals are all about. He went significantly bigger than anybody else we've seen so far. But that just shows you how much power these guys are coming down with. That ground comes hard and fast.
And the score is coming in. We now have a new leader. Jacob Sandstrom of Alberta scored an 87.60 on his first jump, moving the 2 Yukon athletes, Kieran Allen, down to silver and Nico Rodden into 3rd place. We'll see where Owen Lothian stacks up. It will be near the bottom because of that fall, but he still has another jump. And if he can land what he just attempted, he's going to have a case for a podium spot. Here is probably the favorite coming in, Edouard Thériault of Quebec. Won gold yesterday in slopestyle.
He's got great style.
Gold at the 2018 Junior Championships in slopestyle as well. 78.80 on his first jump and 89.60 on his second jump. Here he goes.
Both Quebec athletes have chosen to start from that knoll without hitting the jump. Big double.
And he gets it down.
That mute grab is just awesome. So high up on those skis, so controlled in the air.
Let's take a look at the replay here.
Just a great set. Knows exactly where he is the entire way through.
Held that grab the whole way through, too.
The whole time, from start to finish. That's that grab that we're looking for.
And those are the sort of marginal points that are going to make the difference at the top, is it not?
Yep, I think that's going to push him up to the top.
So Edouard Theriault, per our judge in the booth here, Kevin Kwasny, looks as though he may be in gold medal position. But here is Jesse Gross, 91, the highest jump of anyone in the first round today.
Massive switch 1080 in that first round. Scored him that 91. Just so big. We both went wild when he landed.
That was the biggest reaction from anyone in here all morning long. 16 years old from Minising, Ontario. Bronze in slopestyle yesterday. So very much in contention here.
Dropping
as evidenced by the fact that he is the last one to ski.
Yeah, qualified first, gets to watch everybody else's run, so he knows what he has to do.
Going in switch.
Coming in very quickly. Big switch.
He gets it down by that third line at the bottom.
Yeah, these guys know it's time to put on the show, and that was huge.
So Jesse Gross making his claim for a podium spot. Edouard Theriault's score is in, and he is currently in gold medal position with a 90-40 on his first jump. Scoring well across the board with the 5 judges.
That just was so smooth by the French skier. Jesse just threw down an awesome switch 10. I don't know if it'll put him into first place, but it'll definitely put him up there.
And we are already seeing the jumps, the tricks, the daring nature of these skiers coming through in this big air final where what else are you going to do? Might as well just go all for it, right?
Put it all on the line.
So we'll see where Jesse Gross stacks up right now as it stands. Edouard Theriault in first place with a 90-40. Jacob Sandstrom in second with an 87-60. Kieran Allen in third with an 84-60. After the first run, we will get you the score as soon as we can for Jesse Gross of Ontario.
And we move quickly. We got the ladies already back up in the start gate.
It's a very fast-paced thing. Our camera operators are thankful for that. The volunteers, I'm sure, are as well. They've been out there all day long.
Coaches, judges, everybody is thankful when things move quickly and efficiently on a cold day.
We had to send one of our crew members here out to the mountain to go give balaclavas to all of our camera operators. So not the nicest of conditions out there, but it is very clear. And here comes Emma Morozumi.
It's beautiful looking out there.
Qualified 6th, got a 61 on her first jump. Good for 5th place after round 1 of the big air final. Her second jump here, she's got to improve if she wants to get on the podium. Going in switch.
Goes for the switch. Oh. Gets the switch 5. I think in her mind she wanted a switch 7. You could see that she was still rotating a little bit as she was coming around onto that knoll.
You can kind of see the indecision there.
Yeah, right there. Just, starts to get a little off her access and then drops.
So the 61.0 that Emma Morozumi posted in the first round will be the score that holds up for her. As it stands right now, she will finish no higher than 5th in today's big air competition. The score is in for Jesse Gross of Ontario, the final skier in the men's first round with an 86.20. He is in bronze medal position behind Jacob Sandstrom in second place and Edouard Theriault of Quebec in first place. We will get to the men's big air final second run after 5 more women go. Here is Kalmi Heavy with a 69.40 in her first jump, 4th overall. She'll need to improve by more than 10 points if she wants to get on the podium here.
Doing a couple sets, taking her time on that knoll, making sure that she knows what she's got to do.
Kalmi Heavy in for her second jump.
Gets the 540, touches her ski. She'll be pleased because that's what she's been working on this whole time. She got down the run that she knew she could do.
Not a ton of air there. Landing near the top on that first, ahead of that first blue line.
Yeah, she put down her jump. That's what she was going for. She has worked on it. We saw that jump in qualifiers 1, qualifiers 2, finals 1, and now finals 2. That is her go-to move. She just wants to make sure that she's able to put it down.
All about refinement. She finished 8th in slopestyle yesterday, and again, it's just 14 years old. There is a lot of big air in the future of Kaumi Heavey, the winner of the 2017 Sarah Burke Foundation Up and Coming Award. Anyone who knows even a little bit about freestyle skiing on the women's side knows all about Sarah Burke. Up next is Megan Cressy of Alberta, 19 years old. Qualified with a 69 in her first jump in the qualifiers this morning, is now sitting in last place after falling on her first jump in the final in 6th position. She'll have to get something down here. North of 80.2 is currently the line to get onto the podium.
And it was a massive, massive cork 9 in that first one. So we'll see what she's going for today. Gets the cork 9. Oh, quick revert at the end, but got the entire 9 in. So it'll be interesting to see how the judges score this. When do they consider her run to be complete?
Yeah, the revert, we haven't really seen much of that today, but does that typically result in a lot of deduction? You can see her kind of stumbling there.
Yeah, your goal should be to ski out that entire landing, switch, if you're landing switch. So she'll probably be deducted a few points, but she had a much, much larger trick than some of the other athletes. So it'll be interesting to see where the judges are choosing to place her in the rankings.
Do you think that will get her onto the podium as it stands right now, north of 80.2?
I just don't know right now if that will. It'll be close.
Kaumi Heavey of BC's second score is in at 63.2, so the 69.40 she put down will hold up. She's currently in 4th place. We'll see where Megan Cressy's second jump falls, and that will dictate where Kaumi Heavey ends up finishing. But now we are into the ladies currently on the podium positions. Here is Jo Howell of BC, an 80.2 on her first run.
Huge cork 7. It's just so good to see these ladies throwing down.
She wants to move up to second place. It will have to be north of an 83.4. 89.40 is currently the score to beat from Olivia Aslan of Quebec. She will go last as the #1 qualifier, the 14-year-old from Quebec.
She's going to have to really throw down if she wants to get into those 9s. That 90 is hard to break into.
And here she comes over this first jump. Setting up here.
Taking a second, making sure she's got her run set.
Jo Howell of British Columbia, the 17-year-old.
Big cork 720. Ooh, deep squat on the landing. I think she's probably going to stick with her first run on that one.
In terms of difficulty compared to her first jump, the same jump?
Very similar jumps. Definitely goes for the grab. A little harder on this one, and then
almost kees it up.
Deep squats.
The leg strength of these athletes is absurd. It makes my hammies pop. But
oh yeah, pulled a hammy just watching.
Yeah. So coming up next is Sky Clark, the 16-year-old from BC. She was the gold medalist in slopestyle yesterday right here in Red Deer at the Canada Games.
And just watched her role model and friend just throw down a wicked cork 7. Deep squat again, though. Let's see what she has to bring to the show.
Megan Cressy's second score is in. It's a 64.20, moves her into 5th place. Emma Morizumi down to 6th. Kaumi Heavey has clinched 4th place. And now it is all up to Sky Clark and Olivia Aslan to determine the gold and silver medal positions. Jo Howell's score, as Kevin alluded to, likely won't improve on the 80.20 from her first jump, but we will see.
She gets a medal no matter what, though.
She is guaranteed at least a bronze medal. Here is Sky Clark.
She wants to move into that first place. Her switch 7 has the opportunity to do so if she gets all the components right. Or let's see if she tries to push it to switch 900.
Sky Clark of BC coming in switch.
Takes that first jump. Switch 720, touches the ski. I think, again, she's also going to keep her first run score.
So from the looks of that jump, it looks like Olivia Aslan's final jump will just be for show.
She gets the victory lap.
Jo Howell's second score is in a 79.20, so that keeps her 80.20 as her qualifying score. She will win bronze here in Red Deer at the Canada Games Big Air competition. Sky Clark likely to win silver, but we'll see what her score comes in as. Olivia Aslan, she must know up at the top, having seen all these skiers, that she may already have a gold medal in the bag. She did not start yesterday in the slopestyle. Was that maybe just a preparation for this event, or?
Yeah, I think she knows that big air is definitely her strongest suit, and so let's see what she throws down on her victory lap.
Sky Clark with a 78.40, so she will win silver. Olivia Aslan is your gold medalist, and she gets it down on her final trick.
Massive cork 900, gets the huge cross, the huge grab. She is hands down got big air today at the Canada Games.
She has done everything you want to see from a big air jumper today. 90 on her first qualifying jump, 93.2 on her second, 89.4 in her first jump in the final. We will see what the score is for her final jump in the final, but she has without a doubt been the best skier on the hill today on the women's side. Olivia Aslan, the 14-year-old from Quebec. We will get her score to you as soon as we have it, and the men are just about to begin the second jump of the big air final right here at Canyon Ski Resort. Xander Kayer, the score is in from Olivia Aslan at 85.2, so the 89.40 holds for her, and it's gold for Quebec here in the big air for the women. Sky Clark wins silver for BC, and also from BC, Joe Howell with an 80.2 wins bronze. And now here we go, Xander Kayer. Scored a 54.60 on his first jump. Good for 10th.
Had the big switch cork 9, so he's going to be looking to improve upon that. Going to just have to clean it up if he wants to make a push for that podium. Switch cork 9 again a little on the tails, taking off a little back seat, landing a little back seat.
Yeah, you don't want to be given, it's kind of a tell to see that big sort of spray of snow coming up from behind the skier, isn't it?
Yeah. So that spray means his skis are pushing out and he's using all his force to stay upright.
So we'll see if Xander Kayer's 54.60 will be improved upon there. I think it's safe to say he will not be climbing up into the podium race, but still, a top 12 finish in big air, certainly nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, all of these finalists have done a lot of hard work and should all appreciate the opportunity that they are having right now at the Canada Games.
Simply doing a single jump is nothing to sneeze at.
Making it to your feet, always happy.
Yeah. Not having to snowplow down the hill the way I typically do is a win. Here is Leif Wilson of BC, the 17-year-old.
You saw him do a couple practice sets, grab his ski to show that he wants to do a mute grab. So
6th place after the first jump, 71.60.
Let's see what he's got for us. Over that first air, using it to carry his speed. Big double.
Oh, man.
Gets the mute grab on that first double. Kind of misses the grab on the second.
But he had the style points at the end going over the hip.
Goes off the hip. Goes huge. Our cameraman has to chase him down.
Man.
His body keeps going a little bit on landing, but I think the judges are going to appreciate the difficulty of that trick.
A good-looking jump for Leif Wilson. A 68.40 got him into the final. A 71.60 had him in 6th place after the first jump.
And his first jump was a rodeo 9, so only a single rotation. Coming in, he knew he had put down a decent score of 71, but he wants more, so he threw down his double.
And do you think that will improve the 71.60?
Yeah, we're going to take a quick look at that double again.
Yeah, here we go.
Very fun to watch these doubles. Great set on that first way around. Slightly misses the grab actually on the first, but really, really sends it for that double.
Up next here is Braden Wilmot, the 15-year-old from Collingwood, Ontario. 4th in slopestyle yesterday. Lists the double cork 10 bow and arrow as the best trick he's ever pulled off. If we could see one of those today.
I'd love to see the bow and arrow. Coming
Why
in
not?
switch.
It's the last time around. Might as well.
Big
Gets
switch
it down. Right near that third blue line, which indicates the kind of air they're really looking for. Leif Wilson has scored the exact same score as he did on his first jump, a 71.60. So he's currently in 6th place.
So the judges saw a few things. They saw him reach for that grab, and when you reach for that grab, you have to get it, or else you will be docked. So it's a big, big trick. He still got that 70 mark, but had he got that grab, that's what would have pushed him up and over.
Up next is Mathieu Dufresne of Quebec, the 19-year-old from Laval, and the SWAT free ski team, coached by Philippe Morin, 7th yesterday in slopestyle.
And he crashed on his first jump in finals, so he's looking to just put one down right now.
Any score will do, although a score of 86.2 or better will place him on the podium. That is the score held by Jesse Gross, who qualified first overall and will be the last skier down the hill today. Currently in third place with an 86.2. Jacob Sandstrom with an 87.60 holds the silver medal spot. And Edouard Thériault of Quebec, the favorite coming in, holds a 90.40 and the gold medal position. Here is Mathieu Dufresne. We'll get the score for you as soon as we can from Braden Wilmot.
Getting hyped up by his teammates and his coach. Looking pretty relaxed coming through that transition.
Takes a little stop to assess the situation.
The Quebec team has used that knoll as a second point to just stop and take a quick look.
Going in switch.
Big switch double. Looks like he locked that grab, the safety grab, the whole way through. We'll get another replay of that. I'm excited to see just how locked on he was. That's one of our earlier skiers.
There we go, he gets it in. Well, that's the Braden Wilmot jump from just a couple moments ago. So we will see Mathieu Dufresne and his score shortly. Braden Wilmot scores in a 70.40, improves upon his 65.60, but will only put him in 7th position. Coming up next from BC is Kai Smart. Scored a 60.60 in his first jump. 72.20 qualified him.
Getting some encouragement, getting ready to drop in.
Seems like he's having some fun up there.
Yeah, most of these guys have their music in. It's a team sport. We're all up there cheering on each other, but once you're in the gate, you put your music in, it's your world. You're focused, you know what you got to do. You want a quick high five from your coach, and then it's time to give her.
So here is Kai Smart, the 16-year-old from Whistler, 12th in aerials on Sunday, 5th in slopestyle. He's had a busy week here in Red Deer.
Coming in switch. Big switch 1080.
Gets it down.
Went for that tail grab. Huge cross the whole way through.
So that should improve his 60-60, would you think?
It's a bigger jump than his first one, for sure.
Kai Smart of British Columbia.
Quick shot of Megan Cressy's parents and brother there.
Mathieu Dufresne's score is in, and a 79 puts him into 5th place.
The judges really liked that double.
5th place for Mathieu Dufresne on his second jump. Again, the score to get on the podium right now is Jesse Gross's 86.20. Gross will ski last here in the Big Air Final. Next up is Kieran Allen of Yukon, 20 years old.
I'm having so much fun watching these Yukon skiers.
They have been owning it today. Nico Rodden and Kieran Allen both performing well across the board today. Consistency has been the name of the game for them.
And Kieran Allen is a veteran, competed in Big Air in the last Canada Games in 2015. He knows what he needs to do. He wants to push, make sure he gets himself a medal this time. He finished 4th in Big Air, and that's currently where he's sitting right now.
Sitting 4th right now, just under 2 points behind Jesse Gross's 86.20. That is the score to get on the podium as it stands. Kieran Allen has shown that he has the chops to do it.
Yeah, that 4th place, that's a hard one on your heart. You work very, very hard, and to be just off the podium.
Always a tough one to swallow, although in the grand scheme of things, 4th of a field of 32. Darn impressive.
You're doing pretty well in Canada.
Here's Kieran Allen.
Coming in switch.
Kieran Allen dropping in.
Big switch.
Oh, man.
Takes it all the way.
He was looking for that 2-point bump or more to get onto the podium.
Any further, and he would have been in the Red Deer River, I think.
That was this is the big air competition.
That's that octo grab that we enjoyed in that first run. That was massive.
That just might be the biggest air we've seen someone get today, though he could not land it. So Kieran Allen looks as though is going to finish fourth, although there are still a couple skiers, including Nico Rodden and Bruce Olden, coming up next, who could potentially pass Kieran Allen into fourth place or potentially higher with a big jump here.
Yeah, these guys know that there's still some room on that podium, so it's anyone's game for the next 5 jumpers.
Here's Bruce Oldham of Ontario, Parry Sound to be exact, 20 years old. Currently in 10th position with a 69 on his first jump. Takes some air there, going and switch.
Caught his tip a little bit at the start there. I don't think that's the jump he wanted.
Seemed
to
like he
pull
missed
off.
the grab as well there too.
But having some fun, finishing strong.
If I were a judge, I'd be sneaking in style points right there. Even if it's not part of the official score, just like a little footnote of style points.
Yeah, that's not the jump he wanted to put down. That's too bad because he had that big switch 10 off the first one.
So he scored a 69 in his first jump. We'll see if that jump can get ahead of that. Probably not.
No, I think jump number 1's going to hold strong for him.
Kieran Allen's second score is in, just a 21.60 on that fall, so he will finish with an 84.60 as his score that holds up. Now time for Nico Rodden, another one of the Yukon skiers who have really entertained us today. Was bronze medalist at the 2018 Yukon Big Air Champs. Silver went to his brother Miguel.
It's always so fun to see families competing against each other. Alberta has quite a few that get to just travel and ski together as families, and it's your best support and your best pushing.
Here is Rodden. Gets that down smoothly. He looks happy. Little style points to the crowd going up on the hip there.
Playing around. That's what these guys do. They just play. Skiing is both work and play. Gets both hands down, unfortunately.
What did you make of the grab there from him as well?
Well, he definitely got the grab, but it's that hand touch, and you could see that he swung his hand as like, shucks, I didn't get it. These athletes know.
His 75.40 had him in 7th place going into that jump. We'll see if that changes.
I think that one will hold up as well.
So now it is time for Jake Sandstrom, one of the favorites coming in, currently in the silver medal position with an 87.60. The 18-year-old from Calgary, just an hour and a half down the road here from Red Deer. The score is in for Bruce Oldham, a 58.40 on his second jump. Will not improve his standing, so he is going to finish 10th place, it seems, although Owen Lothian is still up to come.
Sandstrom's on course. He had the big double on the first one. Double 9. His brother told me he has double 12.60 in his bag, so let's see.
Oh, no. That is not the kind of fall you want to see, although he's up quick.
That was
thankfully
a quick recovery. He's going to find his ski as it makes its way back to him.
That was a little scary looking coming off the jump there.
Huge set very quickly.
Any reason why that might have popped off before he even got off the jump?
To me, it looks like he went a little early. Maybe we can get a replay of that takeoff.
So here it is.
You can see his ski was flexing, and he was putting so much power in to try and get that rotation that his DINs just could not hold up. Right here, you can see the flex.
Oh.
And just as he commits to that flip, that ski's going off.
Well, good to see Jacob Sandstrom walk away from that one unscathed, it seems.
Popped up very quickly.
And he can't be too upset because he's still in silver medal position with an 87.60.
Yeah, his first jump was definitely a good benchmark for him to set. You could see that he wanted first place. He was putting it all on the line.
Next up here is Owen Lothian, who qualified 3rd overall in the Big Air qualification run. Nico Rodden's second jump is in a 59, so he's going to stand steady at 7th place as it stands with a 75.40. Here's Lothian. Fell on his first jump.
Big rodeo 900.
Gets it down. So he puts up a score. Whether or not it will be on the podium, we will have to see. An 86-20 is the score to beat as it stands to get on the podium. 90-40 is the gold medal position right now, held by Edouard Thériault of Quebec.
I think it'll give a run for top 5. I don't know if that'll get him on the podium yet. Solid jump, but some of these doubles that put Quebec with a 90, Jesse with his switch 10 and an 86. It was very, very clean and very, very nice. We'll see what the judges have to say.
Jacob Sandstrom, his second score is in at 24-40, so that 87-60 will hold after that fall. He's currently holding the silver medal spot. Edouard Thériault currently in the gold medal place right now with a 90-40. He can improve upon that score. A little bit of insurance here with Jesse Gross coming in behind. Jesse Gross scored a 91, which would be the gold medal winning score right now with his first jump in qualifying.
So our podium is set. We just don't know where they're going to be standing.
It is very much up in the air as to who will be standing next to whom on the podium. Edouard Thériault coming down. Can finish no worse than silver at this point. And as you mentioned, the Quebec skiers tend to come up on this knoll to kind of get a lay of the land before they get their speed going.
Yeah, another quick view, another minute to catch their breath. He's dropping in. Goes for the big double again.
Gets it down.
Yeah.
Edouard Thériault.
He has got this competition on lock. He knows. And this is why the national team is looking at him. That huge grab, amazing air sense all the way around, and then just bolts. He just puts it down.
Going down, a little bit of style there too, looking very comfortable and easy. A 90-40 in his first jump. Ethan Lothian with a 77, Owen Lothian on his second jump scored a 77, putting him in 7th position. And now the final skier in the men's big air competition, the second jump, Jesse Gross, currently holding on to the bronze, can improve that. An 87-60 currently holds silver for Jacob Sandstrom. Will get Edouard Thériault's score in just a second here. But here is Jesse Gross.
He's hoping to move from 3rd to 1st. That switch 10 has the opportunity to. Big switch.
Gets it down. Jesse Gross putting in a good effort here. And it will need to beat 92-00, which is the score that has just come in for Edouard Thériault's second jump. We will see if Jesse Gross can climb it all here or if Edouard Thériault is locked into the gold medal with that 92.
Now, to me, I think the podium's set. I think first place definitely was that double. Jake Sandstrom in second. Again, another big double. That switch 10 was good. I just don't know if it was enough to move into second place.
We should have the final score for Jesse Gross's second jump in just a second. We got to look there at the announcers at the venue. Very close to being able to go inside.
Trying to stay warm. People have been delivering them snacks and food all day. Those guys are bundled up.
Still waiting for the score here from Jesse Gross. It is in, and it is 82-00, so he is going to go home with the bronze medal. Jacob Sandstrom of Alberta with silver. 87-60 is the score. And Edouard Thériault, now a double gold medalist here in 2019 at the Canada Winter Games with a 92 to win the gold in men's big air.
What a fun day.
A fantastic day. This was a lot of fun to check out. Big thanks to our camera operators down who have been braving the cold since about 9:30 this morning. Sebastian, Kaylee, Bryant, and Tom. Big thanks to our director, Nick, as well. Congratulations to Edouard Thériault, gold medalist in the men's big air competition with a 92. Jacob Sandstrom from Alberta, second with 87-60, getting the silver. And Jesse Gross of Ontario earning the bronze with an 86-20. To wrap up as well for the women, Olivia Aslan at 89-40 gets her gold medal for Quebec. So double gold on the slopes here for Quebec. Sky Clark of BC with the silver, and Joe Howell, her teammate from BC, wins the bronze in the women's big air competition. That's going to do it for us here from Canyon Ski Resort. My name is Sean Woodley. I've been joined by Kevin Kwasny all day long, bringing you the action here. Be sure to check out all of the webcasting action from the Canada Games you can handle at canadagames.live. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will talk to you next time.
what discipline?